Morning. I'm Louis Nusser. I'm a salesman at Central Plains Equipment in Garden City, Kansas. And today we're going to talk about farm equipment. Particularly, we're going to talk about a tractor that we have here. And let me ask, how many people in our audience know what a tractor does? We have no answers for that. The only thing that we use a tractor for is to pull stuff. Could pull a mower, could pull a chisel, could pull a cultivator or a planter, but the only use that we have for a tractor is to do something with something else. Combines only harvest, sprayers only spray, but a tractor can do various things, okay? So what we have here today is a Puma 185 tractor. What does the 185 mean? The 185 tells us what the horsepower of the tractor is, measured at the flywheel. That's the standard that's used in the farm equipment business today. And this tractor is 185 horsepower. What does that mean when I say 185 horsepower? So before we had tractors to farm with, in this part of the world, we farmed with horses. And when the first steam engine was invented by James Watt, he had to have some way to determine how much work this steam engine would do. And because he was going to sell these steam engines to people and take away their horses, he compared it with horsepower. He found what he considered to be an average pulling horse that would be used for work in a field. And he put a rope on the horse up over a pulley in his shop and began to lift weight and measure the time. So 1 horsepower is the amount of effort required to lift 550 pounds 1 foot in 1 second. And this tractor has 185 horsepower. This is not a large tractor today. The largest tractor that Case IH builds is 620 horsepower, which would be a track tractor. So, talking about a tractor and 185 horsepower or 620 horsepower, why do we need tractors that big? Everybody likes to eat. And every year there are more people who want to eat. And in order to supply that food, we have to do more work with fewer people because we have fewer farmers than ever before today. And so that's why the size of the tractors has grown and why you're able to eat. And that's an important thing for you if you want to stay alive. So we're going to talk about now. Normally when I do Friends on the Farm, I would have you get in the tractor and I would have a combine for you to get into. We don't have that luxury today. So I want to talk about getting into and out of a tractor safely. Okay? So when you come to a tractor to get into it, you open the door, you're standing on the ground, and you get a hold of this handrail and this handrail, and you walk up this way. And when you're in the tractor, you always fasten the seat belt. Why? Because the number 1 cause of fatalities in farm accidents is from rolling over the tractor. All the tractors and combines made today have what's called a rollover protective structure. That's these posts, the 4 posts that surround you. But the only safe place to be in this tractor in a rollover is here. And so you need a seat belt on when you're operating a tractor. If you have no seat belt and this tractor rolls over this direction, you're going to go that way. And it will likely land on you. So always make sure when you're going out to visit someone, this seat, that's a training seat, also has a seat belt. So if you ride with someone, you always fasten your seat belt. It's the only safe place to be. When you come out of this tractor, you hold on with both hands to the railing, because it's a long way down and there are lots of sharp things that you will encounter on your way down. So we're going to walk around to the back of the tractor. And one of the things that is important to know, especially if you're a fourth grader or a shorter person, is that you cannot be seen in that cab unless you are far away from this tractor, because the operator will not see you if you're here and you're about this tall. Okay? So you walk up to a tractor, if you go to visit a friend or be around a farm equipment, you always make sure that the operator can see you. It's not important that you see the operator. It's important that the operator sees you. So if someone's in the cab and the tractor is running, make sure you make eye contact with the operator. And at the back of the tractor, we have this little thing. This is a power takeoff shaft. This is what would power a baler or a mower or a pull type windrower. And it would have a shaft on it that comes out. That shaft is turning when the machine is operating, and is turning at 1,000 RPMs. You never get close to a PTO shaft that's operating. All PTOs today, implements have covers over the shaft, but you do not take a chance, because at 1,000 RPM you would be wrapped up in moments. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about, is safety today. You can never be too safe around farm machinery. Okay? But having said all that, these machines operate thousands of hours, probably hundreds of thousands of hours every year with no accidents, because they're designed to be safe. It's up to people who come to the operator of the machine or someone just standing around to be observant of what's going on. Don't walk up to a machine that's being operated. Has to be stopped and make eye contact with the operator. So there are a lot more things we could talk about with tractors. We could talk about sprayers and combines. But the fact is that farm machinery today is very safe. And I want to thank all the people who are watching this today, even though we cannot be in person to do this, which is for me a lot more fun to have feedback from the young people who come to these every year. I hope that you gain some understanding of the necessity for safety here and what tractors do. And I want you to remember this. What is 1 horsepower? 1 horsepower is the amount of effort required to lift 550 pounds 1 foot in 1 second. If you didn't gain anything else from this, you should remember that formula. And I thank you, and I thank the Farm Bureau for coming to video this, and I hope that it's useful.